Hey guys, so I've been telling really funny stories, just reflecting on middle school, high school, etc. And it reminded me of this really funny story, man. It shows certain people in this world, they have such a creative kind of troublemaking energy. And if you could somehow take that troublemaking energy and turn it into something productive, they'd be the most productive, awesome people. But I'm pretty sure this guy I'm gonna reflect on never did anything with his life. And whose fault is it? I don't know, but let's analyze that later. Let's talk about this guy. This guy's name was, no, I'm not gonna say his name, but I had this English class. I believe it was 9th grade or was it 10th grade? I gotta really think about this. It was 9th grade, I think. 9th grade. And so this kid, okay, somehow, I didn't realize until years later, but he found the phone number of the phone that was right next door to our class. So what happened was every day he would take a cell phone and call that phone. I don't understand, like, how people think about this stuff. Like, somehow they figured out there was a phone in there, and then they somehow planned and got the phone number of that phone, and then every day in class they would call that phone, and it was just funny. Like, even people like me who didn't realize it was him calling until years later when someone told me it was him, it was just funny because this teacher had this unfortunate thing where his voice would just, he had like a goof off voice and he had a punchable face, so nobody took him seriously. And so nobody learned anything from his class, and nobody just went to his class to learn. So the class was also boring. He just, the tonality of his voice. So these calls, these random calls to that phone next door to our class were just like the funniest thing in the world. And I mean, I'm telling this story because think about the planning, right? You had to somehow either, I don't know if they snuck into that room to get the number, or I have this hypothesis that one of his fellow troublemakers in the class purposely got detention, or maybe when he got detention, not on purpose, he took the opportunity when the teacher wasn't looking to go into that room to get the number. So, like, it took a lot of planning. It took a lot of logistical planning, man. In fact, one of the kids, the troublemaker friends, actually joined the Marines, which actually makes sense, right? Because that type of logistical planning, you need that in the military. But it took a lot of smarts, like a different type of non-academic smarts, to be able to get this type of prank done. But somehow these kids were the ones that never got A's in school. These kids were the ones that teachers, administrators, etc., never saw anything in them, never saw anything productive, never saw any potential in them. But like people like me, I think about these kids and I realize how much potential these kids, if you channel that energy, that like prank troublemaker energy correctly, you might be able to actually get them to do stuff. And I think part of the reason why America grew so much is that we were able to channel these troublemakers into something productive. Think about Wall Street. A lot of the people on Wall Street in the 80s were the hippies in the 70s. So we were able to channel these troublemakers to do something productive in our finance sectors. So in our current automation-fueled kind of like existential crisis, how do we get society to channel these people I went to school with who unfortunately aren't doing much with their lives? How do we get them to take some of their street smarts, their good prank energy, and do something productive? Something I've thought about for a while, and I don't know. I don't have the answers. I never claimed I'm a policymaker. I'm an expert, but I see a potential there, and I see a problem, and I wish we had a solution. That's all I have to say, man, because I don't know. I'll turn it over to you guys, man. I'm just posing a problem. What can we do to these people School left them behind. Not to say they weren't smart. They were very smart, just in a different way. So guys, thank you so much. I'll leave you guys to give me some solutions. Talk to you soon.